Hello and welcome to Middle-Aged Geek Girl. I'm Sally. For this video, I wanted to share with you, I guess you could call it a tutorial, but it's how I do these 3D sticker rooms. To show you how I process it, I'm using this book here that I got from, I'm pretty sure, AliExpress. There are just so many of these out there on Temu and AliExpress, so you can pick up whichever design you like. But this one is a book with 6 different scenes in it, and it's a small enough one that will make a good tutorial. In this set, you get like the book separately. That gives you each piece to show you how you have to create the sticker or the scene. So this is the one we're doing today. You can see that the name matches, and obviously that's your blank, and that's what we're looking for. Now in this one you get your sticker sheets separate in this sealed up packet, and I have already pulled out the 2 that we need. They all come with 2 sheets to create the scene, and again you can see that the name all matches. As you can see, it is 2 stories on this room, so you've got definitely your flooring piece here, but that floor will be done towards the end, or at least until you've done the bits that are directly under it, so you know when you put the flooring on you don't have to pull it back up to recover what you've missed doing. So I always choose to start with anything that belongs in this corner here, so the very back corner of the room. For this one we can see that it needs what looks like, just bringing the stickers over, one of these stickers, which is this piece here, an image, which is this piece here, and then what looks like 2 of these bookcases. So again, they are printed in the direction of the wall you need, so obviously these ones are for this wall, and anything that side goes to that wall. And what I like about most of them, I think pretty much all of them I've done, the paper that you're sticking it on is slightly shiny, so that if you make an error with your lining, you can always take the sticker up and replace it on. It depends on how of a perfectionist you are with this sort of stuff. Depends on how straight and how exact you want it. From experience, nothing ever is going to be exactly like it is on the image, because although they try to make it one for one, especially in these books, I found that the stickers might fit these pictures or these images perfectly, but the room itself is slightly smaller. So yeah, you'll find that maybe things are a bit closer than you wanted. But I'm going along the back wall here, so as I said, we've got that lantern, the picture, the 2 pale bookshelves, and another lantern. And you'll notice that I'm pulling off several stickers at a time and sticking them on my finger like so. And I've just realized, see, and that's why you got to be careful, because that one is not the one that goes on the wall, that goes on the other wall, because it's facing the other way. See what I mean? So I've got to get the right one. Now this set didn't come with tweezers, but I have so many tweezers at home. It's fine. You can even use your nails to pull them off if you wanted to. It's really up to you. But this is how I do it. So I've got the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces I want along the back wall. I just stick them on this finger like so. Then I can pull them off and start placing. Now looking at this one, it is in the corner, but slightly over, maybe 1. And I try to judge the straightness by the line in the wall there. Being an isometric room, I do find I struggle sometimes with the placing of especially circular items, because obviously they've got to be on a slight angle to make them look like a circle when you're talking isometric. But with straight walls, generally not a problem. So the next piece is this artwork. And the other thing is, as long as the bottom here is perfect, I'm not so worried about the very top, because as you can see, the very top is going to be covered by this 2nd story. So as long as the bit that's going to be visible is fairly straight, I'm okay with that. When I show the completion of these rooms, I generally show like either a speed stick, as I call it, or a cut where I'm just placing it down. And the cut that gets into the video is the final cut, like when I've perfectly placed it. I mean, what I don't show is how many times I might end up pulling things up if I'm not happy with the placement. But as I said, that's an individual thing. You know, near enough might be fine for you. I'm a bit like that sometimes. It depends what mood I'm in when I'm making these. Other times my perfectionist trait kicks in and I have to keep putting things down, pulling them up, putting them down again. And again, also depending on the brand you buy, depends on how many finicky sticker bits you end up putting on. Looking at this design, they've put all of the pieces already on the desks and in the bookshelves. I've had ones where you literally have to put the sticker in each shelf, or then the sticker of each piece that goes on the desk. So again, there are different levels of detail. As you can see, we've done these parts here. So I will put this corner plant in, and then I think I'll also put, now this is the other things you need to start looking for. I was going to say I'll put this corner plant here, but seeing how that goes over this circle here, and this bamboo goes over this circle, which is a window here, you need to make sure you've put that window down first, because that's the aim of these puzzles. You need to see where each piece goes, so you're building it up in layers. And that's what I'm saying. Sometimes you can make the mistake, I've done it before, where I've completely missed where something will go over something else and I've had to pull the corners back. Now here's what I was saying, like this is an isometric room and this is a circular window. I sort of try and put it close to what it should be like on that, so I've got the direction, because I always muck up the direction with the circles. I just don't get how a circle looks in an isometric room. But I think this one helps because it has got the line there where the frame of it is. So as long as that's straight, and yeah, I think it would go there. No, it's got more of a gap there, and that's what I'm saying. That's why sometimes you've got to pull them back up. But again, as I said earlier, I do think the rooms are slightly smaller than they are on that. So as long as I put it as close to this lantern as I can without covering it and make that straight, I reckon that's pretty good. There's a fair gap there that I don't have there, but that could be because I didn't quite put this bookshelf right on top of that either. So that's what I'm saying. There's not a big difference, like it's not going to make a huge difference. I think it still looks good. I'm not running out of space, but there isn't like a lot of room to make error, I guess you could say. All right, so I was going to put the two plants down next, and these come on, the pot plant comes on the stand already, which makes that easy. It's just one sticker instead of two. So the one that points this way will go here, and the one that points this way will go here. And that's what I was saying earlier, that's why you needed to put that window down, because if you hadn't have put that down first and you'd done this, you'd have to peel it back in order to put your window down. So I will put this window down next, which is this one here. That needs to go probably about there. It's a bit slightly over. The base goes just under that wall, and there we go. So there's two options now. I could continue just doing floor one all the way out to here, or because looking at where floor two is designed, minus the stairs, we're not talking about the stairs here, we're just talking about the floor itself, I have put down everything that it will cover if I place it on now. So I am actually going to do that. I'm just going to put this floor piece on now, because anything that will go over, being this window, this lantern, well, basically these things up to this bookshelf here, are all in position. And that's the other thing I like about these sticker books. They, even though things are built up in layers, like my last one I showed, I did a 4-level one, where a lot of this underground for each level is hidden, you still get the detail in the stickers, so they're not sort of cutting them off where you'll miss things. You still get like the full item. And if you wanted to, I guess you could take a picture or something to see what it looks like before you put the next level on. But I am going to place the floor. Now this can be fidgety. I find this a bit fidgety, because you want to place it, obviously the corner there goes along this line here, and you've got to place it straight and to the point where, well, obviously the floor ending here has to leave enough room for this really big bookcase to go. So sometimes I do find this a bit finicky, as I said, and I end up pulling it up and trying to reattach it a number of times, because you've got to get your straight edge as well. But this is like got little like tiling is meant to be what the wall is, so it helps with the lining up a little bit at least, so you can line it up along that tiling. So I reckon about there, maybe no, a bit up more, maybe there. Let's try it on that one and see how we like it. Nah, I think that's too high up, maybe. Yeah, because you can see where I've done it, there's way more there showing and there's way more there showing. So I reckon it needs to come down maybe a line. And this is where I can then sometimes just forget the tweezers and will use my fingers. When it's a big piece like this, I just find that easier to do. So if I'm going to try and target it there, I reckon, see again, I don't... If you're unsure too, before you take a sticker off, you can always put it there where you know it's going to be. So I know that's going to be about there. So if I wanted to judge, because it's going to rest on this, I could try then and say, needs to be, which is where I had it, which just looks like it's, oh no, I'm judging it by the railing. So I reckon maybe take it to that one. Yeah, I reckon we'll take it to this one. And this is all the stuff when I'm filming it, and I think other people, when they're filming it, they don't show that they're doing this. And I've missed the line. Again, so that's why I find this one, these floor ones, a little bit frustrating. But of course in editing, they look perfect because I only show, obviously, the one that worked. And there you go. I do believe it is slightly crooked here, but it's such a slight thing, I'm not going to worry. But I reckon that will work. And again, I can just test it by putting that there. Yep. And also, I know these have to sit on here, and yeah, they're going to leave enough clearance as well. So I think that's perfect positioning. Now, again, depends on how you want to do it. You could go back to continuing the floor area, or you could do this second floor area, because some of this needs to be completed for, like, obviously we need to put the railing there for this very big bookcase to go there. But in order to put the railing there, we need to make sure all this stuff's down. And before we can put the stairs, we need to make sure at least this cat is done, which means this table needs to be done, which means this cat needs to be done. So that's why it's a puzzle. You've got to work out exactly what order everything needs to be done in. So I am going to do this area next. And again, I'm going to start in this corner. So it's these two brown bookcases. one of these little lanterns going along this way. Other circular window. And you can pull off as many stickers to stick down as you want. It depends how much finger space or hand space you want to use up. And I've got a fairly big hand, so I can put a fair few stickers on there without a hassle. So I'm pretty lucky in that regard. And that one. So these are all the pieces needed to make up this line along here. So first things first again is the two bookcases, which will sit in the corner like so. Sometimes I find what can muck me up a little bit is because the sticker itself has a slight clear transparent edge around of the actual picture. Depends like how I'm doing it. Like if I'm doing it on camera like this, there's a bit of reflection, so sometimes you can't quite see where the image itself lines up. Like you can see I've mucked that up maybe. Because yeah, it's hard to see where the image ends and the transparent sticker part starts thanks to the reflection. So yeah, that's another thing I find sometimes if I don't line it up perfectly, that's what's causing it, but I think that's pretty good. Then we've got this lantern. And they're always really pretty, these images are just so gorgeous. You just love to spend an afternoon in some of these locations. Maybe make that a bit higher up, yeah. Another one of these stickers that I never do, and I know that one is slightly crooked. I could see it the minute I put it down. Try it again. I think that's a bit better. That's why I won't rub them down solidly until I know I'm happy with the positioning, because if you've got to pull them up, you don't want to have to struggle with it. Yep, I think that one goes there. Then we've got this one and this one. I'm pretty happy with all of that. And I might just put this white one down for now because I need to do a bit more work on the bottom because I've got to put the bamboo in, but on top of this bit here, and this will go on top of the bamboo. So the only thing left is really this one before I have to go back down to the bottom and start sticking from that way up. So this one, it wants to go down a bit. Did I put that on straight? I did not. Sorry about there. Yeah, they'll do. And I can put this little barrier on there, which is this sticker here. There we go. So we'll move over to this wall here, and again I'm just going to do the window and the two hanging art pieces. It's this window here. So this one I might do it this way. So if that goes about there, but a bit higher up I reckon, about there. So sometimes it is a lot of also estimating and guesswork. That just fell there. It is slightly off, but I'm not going to pull it back up because it just sort of fell down. And again, like I said, if I wanted to let my perfectionist trait win, I would be pulling all this up and fixing it up, but I'm not going to. We have to sort of fight through that a little bit. Alrighty, so here we put this lantern here. And let's finish off this floor. So because now we have those bits, I can put the one potted bamboo left here. And it's sort of showing it more towards, again, this is where it's like that was a lot closer than I've done it there, but I'm okay with that. What do we need here? We need 2 tables and chairs, and then the cute little pussy cats. So we've got one of these tables, the other one of these tables, because they've already got the added bits on them printed on them, so I don't have to find the extra bits to stick on the tables. As I said, I have done many of these where they've done that. Oh no, and this is the other thing that can happen sometimes, is the actual plastic it's printed on. Obviously when they've gone around with the cutter, it's cuts through the plastic itself, not just the sticker, so sometimes the whole thing comes up and you can't get the sticker off. I will leave that because that's obviously going to be needed for somewhere else. Yeah, down the bottom. I'm going to have to play with that one a little bit later to get it off the backing without, you know, the whole piece coming. But I can get hopefully these 4 off that's needed. Oh no, that's another one. Yep, these ones are going to be trouble. Is that coming, just the sticker? Yeah, I think I just got this. Yeah, just got the sticker. So that is an issue that can happen at sometimes as well. Just when they've gone to cut it, they've cut through the entire piece rather than just the sticker. But we've got this little table would sit here. And you can see there's a tiniest bit of a gap there because, as I said before, I didn't do it perfectly straight. This one goes here, and you've got your 4 seats. And let's put some of the cute little characters on there as well. These are little cats by the looks of things. So we've got the first little cutie goes there. He's sitting at the window. Then we've got this one goes here. Oh, I've missed a bit. I've missed this roll of stuff here. So, and that's what I was saying. Sometimes you can just simply overlook things. Couldn't even find the sticker. It was right up there with all of the seats. So this is one of those examples. I don't think, or it might just, okay, yeah, it does. Lucky. If I don't have it exactly lined like under the table, which it is actually meant to be, sort of lined up a bit here. So I've had to move the table back just to fit that in, and that's why, again, it's a puzzle because you're supposed to do it all in the correct order. But I think I managed to get that. Yeah, we managed to fix that. So that cat was there, and we've got this one sits here. And we've got one who looks like he's going to run down the stairs. There we go. Now I will stick them down. I'm pretty happy with that. Now that I've got all of this stuff down here, I will put this railing down. Not the stairs yet, because as I said, the stairs are going to cover some characters, so I need to make sure I've got them down before I put the stairs on. But we can put these down. So that corner goes there. That goes there, and that goes there. So that is the second story done. And because this is designed that it does have like roofing here and here, nothing else is going to go under that roofing, so I can actually even put that roofing on now, which I will do. And because it's long, I'm going to use my fingers. So I think this is designed just to sort of sit, yeah, in that groove like that, I think. Do we keep it straight? Keep it straight. Yeah, that looks about right. I'm not sure if it's meant to be on this line or this line, so I'm actually making it this line, because that looks like it's about the right spacing when you look at the other pieces, how they sit. So again, that would go about there. And it has this piece here so that your drawing can be covered if it's not perfect, like mine's not. And that would go there. There we go. Done. So the roof's on. So we've done the roof. We've done the second floor here, and I know my roof's not perfect to what this image is, but I'm okay with that because I'm really not sure if it was meant to be on this line. So yep, roof done, second story done minus the stairs because we have to do these characters. But now it's a case to going back to where we left off and building it out, remembering to put things as they need to be. What goes first, what goes second. So what I might do, because I think this has been about 30 minutes of me explaining this much, I'm going to time lapse this. And it is done. It's always really hard to know how to show these, so if I just sort of do it like this, and you'll just scroll it a little bit like this. So this is the studio one. I hope you enjoyed this little how I do / tutorial on these 3D sticker scenes, and you know, having seen it, I hope you find them really easy to do now and that you're willing to pick some up and give it a go yourself. I'm not sponsored or affiliated by anyone that makes these. There are so many companies out there that do it. I'm just an addict for them, to be honest. Thank you all for watching. I know this has been a long video. I find these just really calming. So I, love to share the love on that for other people who also might need things like this to help them. But leave me a comment on what you thought. Are you going to give these a shot now? Have you given these a shot? I love to hear from you, and I always respond. If you're interested in supporting my channel further, I do have a Ko-fi and a Patreon account set up, and the details are up here on screen. If this is your first time watching my channel, please like, subscribe and hit that notification bell, and check out my playlists. They are very organized. I recently just went through them all and reorganized them all. So there might be a playlist of an interest you have there. I do cover many different hobbies and arts and crafts projects because I cannot stick to just one. So yeah, check it out. You might find something there that interests you. But everybody, until next time, please stay safe, stay weird, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.